In this lecture, I'm going to tell you a short story on global software engineering and physical components. I've done in the past a lot of explanation on how global software engineering works in having multiple teams in multiple time zones and working all together delivering one product. Just delivering software, however, that's complicated enough. But what if there are other components part of it, like network or a lot of hardware or those kind of things? I mean, it all seems to be a little bit like a hassle. So I'm going to give you 3 things that I think are the most important ones. First of all, embrace the facts. It is what it is. I mean, you can't change it. I mean, generally not, because the physical components are the core of your company, whether it's a fiber network, a lot of hardware, or whether it's a mobile network. Or it's a huge amount of servers that you need to maintain. If you're used to work in a software development company, physical components like hardware and network do not work in sprints. They have a longer lead time, things need to be ordered, things have to be arranged. And it's a different way of planning towards the different software teams you have. So how do you make sure that things are delivered on time? Well, first of all, as I said, embrace the facts, accept the complications that this will bring, that you need to plan a little bit ahead, and that it feels less agile. But I think that planning ahead with lead times and hardware ordering times is what you need to take, or make sure you have enough spare capacity lying on the shelf. The second thing is automation is key. A lot of times we see the hardware components or the network components as something which slows us down. I think what we need to do from a software development point of view is creating a big automation to make sure that things are automated in a correct way. Also, the departments that is responsible for the physical hardware networks, they need to use automation as well. So from a software point of view, that the hardware can automatically provision and also automatically test all the boxes in the network. This is a bit of an investment. I mean, we all know how expensive that is. But I would suggest to really take that investment up front. Automation to provisioning costs a lot of money. If it's your own hardware, but it is the key to move forward. I mean, you can also use a separate provider on the hardware side that it is to be arranged, and in combination with the global development, use a DevOps way of working. Think of any physical components as something you don't really have to hug every day. It needs a location or a cloud or anything. But with the agile way of working in global software development, the location of the hardware, or of the software developers for that matter, is relevant, as long as it's reliable. Looking at networks, this is of course linked in the way you operate, or in the country where you operate. But it's all treated the same. Some network components move towards software-defined networking. And although not as far as the regular software development, this trend will definitely help in the future. And the third one, I mean, how cliche it is, it's cooperation collaboration. It's all about people again. Make sure that everybody understands the goals and keeps communicating. I would suggest the person who's responsible for the software either is also responsible for the hardware or the network components, so the physical parts, or make sure that it's like a dynamic duo going forward. The time of islands within large companies is over. You still see that a lot of big companies, that there are people that manage the software part and that people that are managing the physical components. Also, regardless of on how many locations all over the world you're located, it's all about aligning, talking to each other and regular updates. Again, it's not as easy as it looks, but it's doable if you keep on talking to each other and use the whole cooperation between the different people. And if you can't do it on your own, use some external companies that can support you on this, either by helping you to set up the procedures to do it, or creating catalogs to automatically use physical components in your software. Take a bit of a creative look, and then I think it will work, absolutely, going forward. So in short, I would embrace the facts, make sure you automate, and still, it's people business, so cooperation and collaboration is definitely key.